Nolan, he needs me. He's in pain. Lucille, calm down. You just had a bad dream. No. Nolan needs me. For the past 3 weeks, ever since Lucille's husband, Nolan, passed away, Lucille's health condition hasn't been at its best. They had been married for almost 10 years now and had 2 children. Nolan was a crime reporter, and he was often overwhelmed with his work. He would come home really late at night or be on the travel. And for the most part, Lucille would take care of the family and was used to Nolan's unpredictable lifestyle. Every time Nolan would be away on one of his trips, she and the kids would be eagerly waiting for his return. They were a happy family. But one night, something strange happened that changed everything. It was a snowy night in December. Nolan was away at work, and Lucille was home alone with the kids. In the middle of the night, she suddenly woke up from a horrible nightmare. Lucille, I'm trapped here. Lucille, I can't move. Lucille had never felt this anxious seeing a dream before. It felt so real and so terrifying. Lucille immediately called Nolan. But he didn't answer the call. Why isn't he picking up? I hope everything's okay. When she couldn't contact him, she called the office. But no one could tell her where Nolan was. That night passed by dreadfully, waiting for Nolan. He had never done anything like this before. If he had gone somewhere, he would have at least sent her a message. And when Nolan hadn't returned by the next morning, Lucille was worried sick, fearing something had happened to him. So Lucille went to the police and filed a missing persons report. And it was after 2 days that the police discovered Nolan's car in the woods outside Bridgewater. It was burnt down. A body and some possessions had been retrieved. The items were confirmed to be Nolan's wallet, keys, his watch. And as for the body, the severe burns had made it unrecognizable. However, after DNA testing, the police were able to identify it was indeed Nolan Leroy. When Lucille found out, she couldn't take the trauma and went into depression. Her condition worsened so much that she was no longer in the state to take care of herself, let alone her children. So since then, Anna had been here, taking care of her niece and nephew and her sister. These past weeks had been awfully difficult. Anna knew Nolan was no more, but Lucille would not believe so. And at times, she became so frenzied that Anna had no choice but to give her sleeping aid to calm her down. And recently, things became worse as Lucille kept speaking of strange dreams where she saw Nolan trapped somewhere. Anna, he needs my help. Lucille, you have to calm down. Have some water. He's in pain, Anna. Lucille, lay down and try to rest. After another dose of her medications, Lucille fell asleep, and Anna too finally went to bed. But first thing the next morning, as Anna was up making some coffee, she was surprised to see Lucille, ready and heading out. Lucille, You're unwell. Where are you going like this? To the police station. I have to help Nolan. I have to find him. Wait, I'm coming with you. How can you stop searching for Nolan? Ma'am, we stopped searching for him because we found him, his body. That's not my Nolan. Ma'am, the body was in a horrible condition from the burns. That's why you were unable to recognize him. But we've done the DNA testing and confirmed it was your husband. No, I know that wasn't Nolan. You have to continue searching for him. He's out there somewhere. He needs help. Would you please take her home? Yes, officer. Lucille, listen to me. We have to go. Sometimes, when Lucille wouldn't listen, Anna would be left with no choice but to comply. This was the third time Anna had taken Lucille to the station. And every time, Lucille would be heartbroken to receive the same harsh answer. Nolan was no more. They're lying, Anna. I know Nolan is alive, and if they aren't going to help me find him, I'm going to find him myself. But Lucille, you really need rest. Your health condition isn't well. I can't rest, Anna, not until I find him. Anna just barely managed to convince Lucille back home, where she slipped her medication into her drink and put her to bed. That afternoon, as Lucille slept, Anna sat down in the living room looking out at the pouring snow. How long were things going to go on like this? Anna was heartbroken herself. Picking up her phone, she called her boyfriend, Philip. Anna, how is everything? Not so good. I'm exhausted. How's your sister? Any improvement? No, it's getting worse, Philip. She's barely sleeping, she's on heavy medications, but she keeps waking up from these strange dreams. What dreams? She says she sees Nolan, trapped somewhere, calling her. He keeps showing her mountains that are like pillars and keeps pointing at these 3 bright stars that are a distance away from a brighter single star. That's surprising. Does your sister study astronomy? Philip, not you two. This is why I didn't tell you. No. This is actually very interesting. The mountains like pillars. There is an actual location like this, in fact, in Virginia. Mount Salone. And the 3 stars, it's most likely the Orion's belt, from which you can track Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky. It can only be seen in the winter months, from the northern hemisphere. What? Lucille is a botany student. She never studied astronomy. I've known her my whole life. She's never even been interested in this. This is quite strange. You know what? The next time your sister sees the dream, ask her which direction from the star she sees Nolan. Alright. Anna was quite intrigued. She didn't believe in all this, but if Lucille's dreams were this accurate, that was strange. When Lucille woke up that evening, she stayed in her room, quiet. She looked a bit angered. That night, Anna made some dinner and took it to her room. Lucille, I made you your favorite soup. I don't want to eat. You people don't believe me. Nolan is alive. This time, Anna sat down and looked at her. Who said I don't believe you? I absolutely believe you. Placing the table and the food in front of Lucille, Anna picked up the spoon. Come on, have your food. You believe me? Yes. You know what I was thinking? Next time you see Nolan, why don't you ask him where he is? From which direction from the stars he is? The north, the east, Lucille looked at Anna confused, but nodded. That's a good idea. I'll ask him. After having dinner, Lucille went to bed and soon fell asleep again. Anna wrapped up around the house and put the kids to bed before she sat down in the living room and waited. She looked up at the skies. Stars. Could it really have any meaning? Some moments into sitting there, Anna jumped up, startled by Lucille's scream. She rushed upstairs to see Lucille getting out of bed. Anna, I asked him. He said he's southeast of the stars. All right. Anna then immediately called up Philip. Philip, I told Lucille to ask Nolan in her dreams, and she says he's southeast. Southeast of Mount Salone. That area is covered in forests. What does that mean? I think your sister isn't crazy. I have to go. I'll call you soon. Philip and Anna met about a year ago and had been dating since. He was a firefighter, but he had a fascination for astronomy. When he heard of Lucille's condition, he was quite intrigued. He couldn't make sense of how someone with no knowledge of astronomy could specifically describe Orion's belt constellation and the position of Sirius just from a dream. What was far more interesting was that Lucille had described an actual location, a location that could be tracked down. It was 1 a.m., but Philip got ready, grabbed his flashlight and a gun, and headed out towards Mount Salone. Luckily, the skies had cleared up after the heavy snowstorm. After a long ride across town, Philip reached the mountainside, from where he began tracing out the night sky. There, Orion's belt. Straight from there is Sirius. Now, southeast from Sirius is that way. The area was secluded by Mount Salone, and exactly southeast was a stretch of forest that was completely uninhabited. But perhaps there could be something, some clue. With the help of his flashlight, Philip headed into the woods. For nearly half an hour he walked on, spotting nothing. But all of a sudden, Philip stopped, quite shocked to see a small warehouse hidden in the woods. He immediately ran to it, but it was locked up. There was no one around. Climbing up to one of the windows, he managed to break in and jumped inside. He stared at what looked like laboratory equipment and various cargo. To the side, there were makeshift wards. Hospital beds were set up, surgical equipment. As Philip shifted down all the rooms, he froze, sensing someone behind one of the curtains. As he took another step, a doctor stepped out. "Who are you?" "Why don't you tell me?" "Don't even think about it." All right. I didn't want to do this. I was forced. Please, let me go." As the doctor pleaded, Philip pulled the curtains aside, shocked by what he saw. Nolan? For the past few months, Nolan had been tracking down an organ trafficking syndicate in Bridgewater, Virginia. Over the course of his investigation, he had gotten suspicious of a group of doctors in town that were working together. Connecting the clues, Nolan soon discovered the secret location where these doctors met. This was Nolan's chance to expose what was going on. But the night he secretly followed them and arrived at the warehouse, he was caught at the last moment. Boss, should we get rid of him? No. Fake his death and keep him alive. He'll come useful. Under orders of the big boss, the doctors performed a blood transfusion, taking blood from Nolan and inserting it into a recently deceased patient. The men then set up the scene, burning down the body to a horrible condition before placing it in the car along with Nolan's things and setting the car on fire. And when the police found everything and tested the cadaver, its DNA results came out being that of Nolan's. Nolan's death was confirmed. While all this time, he was being kept sedated. And perhaps, if Philip had not discovered him, Nolan would not have survived much longer. That night, Philip informed the police. The syndicate had been exposed, and all the doctors involved had been arrested. Nolan was immediately taken to medical care. And finally, after a long time, he returned home to his family. All this time, Nolan was alive? But how did she know?
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.